we were just trying to get a idea of how to, navigate what was in front of us. So trying to figure out, we had a car accident that I got into, and that's something that obviously I've never been a part of. I had no idea what came after that, and so we were just looking for, somebody to help us guide through that process. Obviously, with the future, medical bills, and waking up one morning and not having really any idea what happened the night before, and just having all these injuries and wanting to be able to just know where to go next. That's the main reason why we reached out. We're referred by an attorney that we know from our home from Rhode Island. So we were referred by them, said that Todd Smith Law was great and was a place that we could trust. So we reached out like a day after the accident happened, and they were just quick with, getting us in the process and getting us moving and making it clear what we had to do moving forward. Was very clear. So I remember like the biggest thing that stuck out was like that first phone conversation I had with him. He made sure to let me know like what I needed to do right then, and then not to really worry about what happens after that. Just kind of take care of what I can take care of now. So he was extremely clear. He answered every question as I asked. He never felt like he was spending too much time with me. I felt like anytime myself or one of my parents had a question, he was very available, very open in helping us solve that problem. So it was something that I felt like, even if it was, a question that was very specific or something that may, not even make any sense, I felt very comfortable asking him. And in that sense, he was able to solve that problem of me not knowing what I'm doing, or just really getting clarity on that. The whole law firm was great. I know I worked with Kelsey as well. Like, she was a very great point of contact for us. Just that liaison. And I know the whole law firm was able to, like I said, just made it like really clear, really simple. Our options were always readily available for us. We never felt like we were being pushed in one direction or the other by the firm. And that was something that was really important, that our wishes were always, met by them, and they were respecting the things that I wanted and needed moving forward. So like the whole firm as a whole was just extremely, I feel like the whole firm was like operating as like one machine. And I think that was something that was really good to see that they emit that confidence. So like I then had confidence in them to take care of what I needed to take care of. Say that I would say I highly recommend them, and that, if you want somebody that will, answer the phone calls, that will answer your emails promptly, that will make you feel like no question is dumb, that will make you feel like, your goal is being worked on constantly, I would say go to Todd Smith, go to them, and make sure that, they'll ensure that you're getting what you want. So I was always concerned about, like, I guess I was always concerned about the future, the medical bills and the future issues that would come with my case. It was a relatively severe car accident. And so that was a major concern of mine, was trying to be able to, again, like, I know you use this word, like, to navigate that whole scene of what to do. And major concern was just not knowing what to do and doing the wrong thing. But when I was working with Todd, I felt like they always knew, what the right thing to do, or they always had great advice for me. And so the concern of not knowing what to do, or, how to move forward, was cleared up every time I would talk to them or work with them. Really, I didn't feel like there's any point in which I was like disappointed or wanted more from them, or because if I did, I would just reach out, and it was like, oh yeah, like this and this and this. So really, I don't really feel like I have anything to say that I wish that they did this better or this better, because they achieved what I was looking for, and I got to the goal that I was at, and that's really all I could ask for. We would do email, and so from email, and then we would just, and then if there's any, pressing or specific questions I would have, we would just do a phone call. And he was actually really great, like being able to conference in my parents, because they always want to be involved through this process. And so it would always work out where he'd conference in like 3 different phone numbers from 3 different places. I was in Florida, my parents were in Rhode Island, and I know while I was in Tampa, Todd was in Orlando, my parents were in Rhode Island, and so all three locations were able to come together on the phone calls, and that made it, a lot of peace of mind with that. I'm happy to help. So like I said, thank you guys very much for helping me out through this process, and it's something I will not forget.